Well, hello, hello, hello. I told you I wouldn't go far, people. I told you I wouldn't go far. So, how is my YT family? I hope you guys are holding up well. I hope everybody is doing well. If anybody has any relatives in Haiti, I hope they are safe and sound and, just being careful and trying to remain calm through this devastating hurricane that just wiped houses clean off. It doesn't take much to wipe a house off in Haiti, especially the poor, poor, poor sections that only live in like literally grass huts. So hopefully everybody is safe and sound and doing well. I'm still here, people, but you know when I come on, it's about something. No, no, my Amazon order did not arrive yet. But you know the phrase, idle hands are the devil's workshop. So after a while, people, okay, you start climbing the walls, you get a little cabin fever, you just want to get out. I had to go and mail a very important letter having to do with my unemployment. So I wanted to certify receipt it, make sure that it gets there. The only intention to leave this house was to go to the post office, do what I had to do, and I left at a very good time because there was nobody, literally nobody in the post office. Went to go do that. The intent was to go to the post office and come home. That's it. I had nothing else to do. Just go to the post office and come home. So I went to the post office. I certified receipt. I did everything I had to do. I didn't even buy a book of stamps. I don't really need stamps. I have enough. I got back in the car. And I just didn't feel like going back home. I just didn't want to go back home again. I was actually very happy to be out of the house, which is why I'm saying, for a person who really doesn't like to work all that much, I cannot wait to get back to work. It gives me purpose. It gives me something to do, earn a living. So I have to get back to work very soon. But there literally is nothing out there. Every morning, I wake up and I spend at least 2.5, or close to 3 hours online. It is work to get a job. It is a job to get a job. And slim pickings yesterday, slim pickings again today. It's almost like the same list of things. And I'm like, change it up. Have something else. Is there anybody else looking for, a receptionist, administrative assistant, something? So I did that and I said, okay, spent some time with Tom. Let me tell you something. Tom and I have done major strides. Major strides. He never used to want me to carry him. I don't really carry him. I kind of like lift, like if I'm sitting on the couch watching television, I kind of like put him on my lap and he stays there for a long time. He'll fall asleep. He'll just stay there. But then there are times when I just want to hold him. I just want to hold him. He lets me do that now. Before he would just like get off of me. Now I hold him in such a way that he just feels kind of relaxed. Like, okay, I know it's mom holding me. And I snuggle him and I kiss him and I'm just in love with my baby. So we are bonding very, very well. To the point where it's like, okay, mom, enough bonding. You need to, why are you still here? So it's a fun time for me to, even after 3 years, almost going on 4, still be able to bond with my cat. So I'm having fun with that. But anyway, back to the whole post office thing and the reason why I'm here. Went to the post office, didn't want to come back home. And I wasn't hungry, so I didn't want to go and buy anything to eat. But I had that, and I had a little play money, sort of. It's not really play money. It's money to just kind of get me through until the balance or my severance kicks in, which is on the 15th, and until my unemployment kicks in, which is on the 12th. So I need what little money that I have to get me through at least until the 12th. Well, it's the 6th, and I have 6 more days to go before I can kick in with some money. But I had a little money. I went to the CVS. Went to the CVS, people. You hear the bag. You hear it. I know you do. I know you hear the bag. Went to the CVS. And bought a couple of things. I needed to get another Eclipse gum. This is the best gum ever. It lasts so long. You can chew for hours with this thing and it won't lose its taste. It's a nice minty. I go for the spearmint. I go for the spearmint every single time. Best gum ever created. Had to get my Eclipse gum. But then I was walking in the cosmetics aisle, of course. And I saw the commercial for this, but I didn't realize that the brush was different. I bought this new Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Mascara. And the brush is different, people. This is a different kind of brush. It's still got the bristles that I like, but the shape of the brush is different. So I was very intrigued. Plus, I need a new mascara. So another one is going out while this one is coming in. And I got this one in Black is Black. There you go. So I've got a new mascara. Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect. It's supposed to give you this kind of an effect. Whatever. I just need a new mascara. Okay, so I got that. And I also bought... I've been curious about this shade, and I'm so glad I got to see it up close. It is another Milani Color Sensational lipstick, and as you can see, it's of the nude variety. And this one is called Bahama Beige. I've been quite curious about Bahama Beige, but I finally got to see it up close. Honey, it's one of those nudes. Look at that. What? It is so freaking gorgeous. I will definitely swatch for you. Of course I will. Honey. I hope you'll be able to see it. It's right there. It is right there. It is gorgeous. This is the kind of nude that I am going to enjoy wearing. And it still has that candy kind of smell. I love the Milani lipsticks. They have that candy scent. So good. But this shade, people. Bahama Beige. Look at that. And there it is. What? So you would think I was content with just buying these two, right? I keep telling you I'm still in powder mode. Yes, Lorraine. Just shake your head at this point, Lorraine. Just, she's hopeless, which I am. But that's beside the point. So this was my CVS order. So let's just put everything back in the bag, but let's not throw it away. Right next to the CVS, right across the way. Like I have to get in the car and literally drive a light, and right after the light is the beauty supply store. The beauty supply store. Okay, so you know I'm in the NYX powder stay matte but not flat. And I already, yes I did say I ordered one in the Amazon, but I ordered one. Now I don't know if this happens to everybody, but it definitely, in this particular case, and not even in the It Cosmetics, because the It Cosmetics was all one shade, but it really wasn't the same shade. In Rich. Has this ever happened to you where you buy either a liquid foundation or a powder foundation or powders in general, where there are more than one shade that you go, that's my shade, and that's my shade? And oh damn, this looks like my shade too. Well, that's what's happened to me. Because the shade that I ordered, I placed the order for a powder, an NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder in the shade Sienna. Saw Sienna, I said, oh, that's definitely me. But I also looked at the other shades. There's a shade called Caramel, looks just like my shade. There's a shade called Cinnamon Spice, looks like my shade. There's a shade called Tawny. I don't know if I bought Tawny. Did I buy Tawny? Any one of these? Is this Tawny? No, Cinnamon Spice and Chestnut. All the shades that I just made, I go, that looks like my shade, that looks like my shade. Oh, damn, this looks like my shade, that looks like. So I went to the beauty supply store, and thank you, Jesus, they had maybe 4 of the shades that looked like mine. But I knew I ordered Sienna, so I didn't have to buy Sienna. But these are the other 2 shades. The other 2 shades that look like my shade. There's a shade called Chestnut, which is here. And there's a shade called Cinnamon Spice, which I saw a girl on YouTube wear, and she looks like my skin tone. And I'm like, Cinnamon Spice, that looks exactly like me. So I bought Cinnamon Spice. I bought Chestnut. Now you can see that cinnamon, cinnamon chestnut looks a little lighter than Cinnamon Spice. But up close, they look like my shade. And I will swatch them in a minute. But wait a minute. So I said, okay, so now I have 3. I have one that's coming from Amazon, which is the Sienna. Also looks like my shade. And I have Chestnut, which originally I said, oh, Chestnut's definitely for me. And then I saw the others, and I'm like, damn, that looks like my shade, and that looks like my shade. And Cinnamon Spice. So I'm looking at the, the NYX in the beauty supply store has its own little display. But there are other displays next to it. So I got these 2. You would have thought I would have just gotten these 2. Go to the checkout, Nancy. You got these 2. Go to the checkout. Why are you looking at other stuff? Why you got to go down the aisle? You got the 2 things that you wanted. You should go to the checkout. No. Have to keep it moving. I got to see what I'm missing. But I know my money is limited. I have money, but it's not like super duper, ooh, you just got paid kind of money. I got just a little bit. So I said, okay, these, the NYX in the store are $9.99, which I think is a very good price. Because I think the one on Amazon, the one that's coming, was like $10.15. And, shipping, handling, and all of that's going to be a little bit more. So I went past, and I'm looking at Black Opal. Black Opal, I'm beginning to realize, as far as, their lipsticks are fantastic. But as far as, like, foundations, powders, they're too red for me. And I have a golden yellow undertone. So I just skipped over on the Black Opal. Kept it moving. Then I saw Ruby Kisses. And I've always been curious. Now, I have my Ruby Kisses all over Glow. I've got all 4. So, is it 4 or 3? Whatever. I have. And they had them on the shelf. And I said, got you guys. I don't need you. But I saw that they had face powders. And I'm still in powder mode. So, I looked. I said, well, that shade sort of looks like me, but it's a little too red. That shade, there was like a shade called Neutral. And it just looked bland as all hell. Like, I'm like, who in the world would wear this shade? It looked like mud. It just looked like a grayish mud. You know when the rain hits the dirt and the dirt turns gray? I was like, either that's a powder that's gone bad. But then I looked at the other ones at the same name, and they were all the same shade. And I'm like, who would wear that? So that's just not me. So I kept it moving, kept it moving, kept it moving. Boom. And then I saw this one. There's a shade called Golden Brown. Now, of course, the good voice, the angel, is saying, what you have 2 powders in your hands right now. What do you need a 3rd powder for? You're never going to use all of these powders. Especially now, you unemployed. What you buying? Why are you even here? Why are you even here? And the devil is like, well, you're here because you were climbing the walls and you needed to get out. And while you were out, you did your business. But Nancy, have a little fun. I mean, you just can't stay all locked up and just don't do anything. Have a little fun. So I flipped the angel off my shoulders and I was like, how you doing, devil? I like the way you think. So I bought a Ruby Kisses powder. No more blemish powder. Especially, I was reading all the good stuff that's in this. It's got salicylic acid. Once an item has salicylic acid, at least for me, salicylic acid and my skin are friends. They get along famously. It brightens up my complexion a little bit. And it's got all sorts of good stuff in here. I don't know if they have it in the back. Let me see. Yeah, salicylic acid. Oh, yes. And all these other things. But on the listing, on the display, it controls blemishes, and it had all of these good qualities to it. So I said, oh, I need a powder with some good qualities. So here you go. I bought this one, No More Blemish Powder, Ruby Kisses, and this is in the shade Golden Brown. And I looked and I said, this look just like me. So I will do some swatches for you now. People, I had to get out the house, okay? I just had to. Being unemployed doesn't mean I have to be trapped inside the house, right? As long as I can focus. Be quiet and let Nancy just have her fun, okay? Today, letter from the Department of Labor told me how much to expect. Thank you, Jesus, that I get paid weekly. When it comes to unemployment, it's every week. Because the amount of money, I don't know how they expect people to live. Like people who just don't go to work at all and just live on unemployment, I really don't understand how they do it. Because with what I'm getting paid, they calculate it from what you used to get paid at work and all this and that. What I wound up with, I don't know how. They show you, they determine this and that. It's all goes over my head because it's math, number one. Number two, I don't. Just show me what I'm getting paid. They showed me. Thank you, Jesus. It's an every weekly thing because what? Anyway, so at least they accepted it. It's not like you've been denied unemployment. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so this is the box, and this is how it comes out. Rather bulky. It's a bulky packaging. It's wrapped very nicely. We're going to toss that. I do like the box, though. I do like the box. But I'll probably throw away the box because I don't have any more room. I've got the It Cosmetics boxes and all of that in there. So this is Chestnut. Stay matte but not flat. This is all Emily Noel's fault. Let me tell you. I'm telling you right now. It's all Emily Noel's fault. Because had she not said... And here's the thing. Oh, here's the thing. She was doing a review on the It Cosmetics powder. And she said, well, the one, if you don't want to buy the It Cosmetics, the Stay Matte but Not Flat powder is very similar, and they do the exact same thing. So why did I end up buying both of them? Because that's what you do, Nancy. Okay, moving right along. Y'all already know. So this is what the packaging looks like. Stay Matte but Not Flat powder. Oh Lord, powder foundation. And this one is in Chestnut. Okay, so let's really take a look at what Chestnut looks like. Okay, it's got one of these, as you well know. And Chestnut, I can already tell you, it's my shade, but it's my shade for the summertime. This is what it looks like. This is my shade, but it's a little dark. But let's do a swatch. Let's do a swatch. God, it's so soft. I don't know what they do to make these powders so soft. They really are. This is what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. Now, once I buff it in, it'll definitely, it's a little red. It's a little red. Just a little red. Oh, and it has one of these. This must be the new thing, to have pads like these, because it has the breathing, the you know, space in the back to let the pad breathe, but I don't use these pads anyway. So there you go. This is the shade. It looks a little reddish. So this could be a spring, summer kind of a powder. But once I test it out, but here's the thing. It says stay matte but not flat, and now I understand what Emily Noel was talking about. It's a stay matte but not flat, but it has an ever so subtle, I don't think it'll show in the on the screen, but up close, it has a little, just a little hint of a sheen. And it's so soft. See, I'm brushing it, and it blends nicely right into my skin. So I may not have a problem with this one at all. Now, I said I was going to try to mix this with the IT Cosmetics. I don't think so. Which means, what am I going to do with the IT Cosmetics powder? I already tossed the package and everything, receipt and all, because that's what I do. Just assuming everything is just going to be perfect for me. But that's okay. I may want to give away the powders to my cousins or, you know, somebody. So that is, this is, there you go. You can still see it. This is chestnut. That is chestnut. Let us see what cinnamon spice looks like. Oh, goodness. Ooh, I hope it didn't break because it's all powdery in here. It's like all powdery. No, it didn't break. They just, okay, let me just wipe it off. Clean it. Clean this bad boy up. Okay. Oh, goodness. I hope it didn't break inside. Because it looks like it's a little powdery. So this one is cinnamon spice. Let us see. Oh, it did break. Fuck. That's why it's so powdery. It's broken. I mean, it is broken. Look at this, people. For real? I'm going to work with it anyway. I don't care. I'm going to work with it anyway. Let me put it down. I've got it on my finger. Let me put it down. Put it right here. This one is actually a little lighter. Let me do a swatch of chestnut again. There you go. Okay, so chestnut actually looks closer to my skin tone than cinnamon spice. But cinnamon spice can work during the winter time because my skin gets a little bit lighter. But actually, chestnut is the one I should have just stuck with. I'll be damned. So this is chestnut up here. This is cinnamon spice. Now, you would think cinnamon would have a reddish undertone, but nope. It looks like other powders that I've used, so I'm not going to have a problem with this one. I really am not. I am not, but I am pissed as all hell. I'm going to use it no matter what. I'm going to use it no matter what. Sure, Nancy could go back to the... I don't want to do all of that, people. I really don't. Because it'll give me an excuse to walk back in there and try to buy something else. And I'm not putting myself through that. I'm weak that way. Okay? Back up off me. All right. So, that one is cinnamon spice. So, we've got, this is cinnamon spice here, this is chestnut over here, and this one is the No More Blemish Ruby Kisses. Oh, this one's nice and packaged up too. All right, hold on, hold on. Try to get this off. Oh, people, they done scotch tape this bad boy, which is good, because now I know nobody messed with it. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So this one is in the color golden brown. This is golden brown. This is golden brown right here. Looks like my shade. And it's got one of these cute little puffies, which I'm not going to use either. It's kind of cheap feeling. It was less expensive than the other two, I gotta admit. So this is golden brown, and it's soft but not as soft. That's it on my fingers right there, and I'm gonna put it right in the middle. Right in the middle. That is chestnut. This is chestnut. Golden brown, cinnamon spice. Chestnut actually wins out. Golden brown I can work with. I'm going to work with all three. This one could like brighten up my complexion a little bit without looking ashy. This one I have concerns because this one might be a little ashy. Let me see if I could do a better swatch. Yeah, this one I have concerns, which is this one. I have concerns because that one might be a little bit ashy. You would think I'd have concerns about this one. I have concerns about this one because it's got almost like a gray, if you can tell, kind of grayish undertone. It's supposed to be golden brown. But actually the winner that I'm in love with is chestnut. So when I want to wear them, I will test them out for you. Don't look for it anytime soon, people. But I just wanted to show you what I bought. So, the winner that makes me very, very happy is chestnut. Now, we still have sienna that's coming my way. So, we shall see. So, people, that is what's going on. I'm going to have to put this one, the broken one. No wonder the paper. Look at the. I saw this, and I'm like, oh, it's all powdery and whatnot. That's because the son of a bitch broke. But I'll just put it back in there, so not to lose any powder, and put it back in the box. I mean, yeah, it's a big deal when products break, but it's not like you can't use them. And then you can always pour alcohol and smash them back in. You know, there's a way to use it without having to go back to the store, get a replacement, and just not necessary. But this one doesn't need to go back in the plastic because it's nice and clean. And I'm still happy. I'm still happy with my purchases, people. And I still have sienna coming at me. So, wanted to share with my YouTube family. So, you know, it's almost a half-hour video. I can't believe I've been speaking for half an hour. But here are the swatches. Those are the products. And, you know, once you blend them in, they're like blended. This one, like I said, the middle one is the one that I had issues with. That's the medium brown one. That's this one, the golden brown. That's the golden brown one. Sort of, you can see it has a little bit of an ashy cast to it. But the other two blended rather nicely. Like this one blended real nicely. This is cinnamon spice. This one up here you can hardly see, which was chestnut. I'm really going to have fun with chestnut. But let me tell you, I was looking at other videos on this product, and a lot of people were concerned about if you have dry skin, this is not the powder for you, and it works with oily skin better. I don't care, people. I don't care. I have yet to have a product, a powder, even a powder for dry skin, make me look too powdery. Because what I do is I spray either the NYX matte finish, which doesn't really leave a matte finish, or my Pixie, or the NYX dewy finish. So I find ways to make it work for me. Make it work for me. So, and it's not too much work. Like my girl Whimsy, you know the one I'm talking about. Is there a word before Whimsy? I think there is, but work with me. You know who I'm talking about, Whimsy. She had just done a review on a product. Well, there's a brand called 100%. I think everybody's heard of 100%. But there's a primer that she was reviewing, and she put it on her hand. Left a very beautiful, dewy finish. But here's the thing, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it. But I had to stop myself because, first of all, primers and my skin do not get along. There's something in a primer, the formulation, or a particular ingredient, I don't know what it is, that makes me not break out. But a primer is supposed to close your pores and give you a smoother. Primers work the opposite for my skin. It opens the pores and makes my pores look like the Grand Canyon. I have tried. The first primer that did that was a primer by Bare Minerals. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a disaster on my skin. It was a disaster. Then I tried some other primer that came, as a sample of an order that I placed, and it gave me the same exact results. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not even going to try it a third time. I'm not going to try another primer. But I was looking at that 100% primer, and I'm like, ooh, should I give it a shot again? But 100% is not that cheap. You know what I mean? It's I wouldn't consider it high end, but it's like medium to high. Medium to high. So I'll have to take a pass. But I've been catching up on a lot of videos, and Wayne Goss, love him to death. Wayne said, he's always saying this, if you ever want a dewy finish, moisturize your face, like slather it on. Like, when you just moisturize your face, you put just enough. No, if you're going to put makeup, liquid foundation or a powder foundation, and you want a dewy finish, he says moisturize your face like nobody's business. And I know exactly what he's talking about. It's got to be to the point where your face is absolutely greasy. Because when you powder it down, the powder is going to absorb. But it's not going to absorb to a dry, ashy finish. It's going to absorb just right, where it leaves, there'll be enough oils left from all of the moisturization that you just put to leave you with a nice dewy finish. And I know that my Egyptian Magic, as well as this Madre Magic, which is pretty much the same thing, I also bought in Amazon. My Egyptian Magic is outside, is in the living room. I have one in here and one in the living room. So after I finish cleansing my face, I always put this on, or the one that's outside in the living room. And this is, it's like there it is. You can see. It's almost like a Vaseline, but it dries faster than a Vaseline. But that's what it is. And if you put too much, your face does end up a little greasy. But that's exactly what you need in order to have the powder absorb, not to leave an ashy look, but to just sink into your skin to give you a natural, almost satin-like finish. So I knew exactly what he was talking about. So I think I'm going to use this, as well as mixing my daily moisturizer with my regular liquid foundations. So it's double the dose of hydration. My skin will never be dry. No matter how quote unquote drying the powders are, my skin won't be dry, and it won't leave a powdery, ashy, dry look on my face, because my face will be so moisturized to the point that it's almost greasy, but I won't have to worry about it because I'm adding more to it, so the powder absorbs the grease and doesn't leave a powdery, cakey look on your face. Love me some Wayne Goss, honey. He always gives you little tips and clues and little notes that you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Well, he's a makeup artist and I'm not, so that's why. So there you have it, people. I have rambled on far too long, but I don't know when I'm going to see you again, so I might as well just keep going. But I have really nothing else to say. Until my Amazon order comes, that's when you'll probably see me again. I was so glad to do this video, because as soon as I bought the products at the beauty supply store, I was like, gotta go home and do a video. So here I am. I told you I wasn't going to go far, people. It may not be on a daily basis like you're used to, but you will see me pop up every now and then. Okay, you will see me pop up. Whew. But I am so disappointed in the amount of money I'll be getting from my unemployment. Damn. With that amount, I don't think I'll be playing all that much, if you know what I mean. But I'll just have to, you know, unemployment is not to be played with. It's to keep you going until you find a job. Slim pickings out there for the past 2 days. Slim pickings. But a woman's got to keep going. So until that happens, and until I see you again, have an awesome, awesome week. Have an awesome weekend. And, yeah, I got to tell Pop that we have to go see Mom this weekend. He don't know. He doesn't keep up with that sort of thing. I do. So I hear him either coming in. No, I think he just left, but he'll be back. I think. I hope. Either way, I'll probably call him at work to remind him. But we have to go see Mom this weekend because her anniversary is coming up, which is October 11th, which is when she passed. And we have to go say hi. How you doing? What's going on? I have to ask her. I do ask her every night. I'm like, Mom, you got to look out for me because your daughter's unemployed again. Wasn't planning on it, honey. It's not like I quit. It came to me. But let's not go down that road again. We've already done it. Let's just move on. In the meantime, people, I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful work day. And if you're not working, hey, fill me in on if you have any of these powders. Does anybody have these Ruby Kisses powders? Does anybody use these NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat powders? And of course, I will come back on as soon as the Sienna powder comes. So I really don't know when the powder kick will die down. I really don't. So Lorraine, please bear with me. Don't hate me. Just pity me. Just pity me, because at this point, it's like I've got enough powders that they could just depot, put me in the grave. Like, you don't even have to dig 6 feet under. Just, you know, dig a hole. You don't have to put the dirt that you just dug out. Just put all the powders in with me, and that'll just cover me up just fine. But let's not talk morbid. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's it. That's all. I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up and let me know what you think about these powders. If you have them, please talk to me about them. If you don't, and you know, you just want to discuss the swatches that I showed you, fill me in. Let me know what you think, because I think chestnut is really the way to go, and I'm so glad I bought it. There was another one. Maybe I should have bought tawny. I can still. Anyway, I know, right? Okay, so you know I may just end up buying tawny. Anyway, right? Anyway, let me go. I love you. I miss you guys so much. When will I do a lip look of the Bahama Beige? I don't know. I really don't know. But I will eventually. I didn't feel like doing it today, but when I'm bored, or, you know, because I really just stay home, people. I can't really go anywhere unless there's an interview to go to. And if there's nothing for me to send my resume or apply online to, That's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, so on that note, let me just go. I will see you soon enough. As soon as my Amazon order comes in. It's probably going to come in sometimes next week. So I'll probably see you next week. In the meantime, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you soon. I love you also very much for hanging in there with me. And I'll see you before you know it, okay? I love you. Mwah. Bye now.